session. And we're here.
Oh, hi.
Welcome, lovely people. What am I? Oh, I'm over here. That's why. I was like, why can I hear myself? Because I had Twitch open on another screen. And so it was like this 2-second delay before it popped over. All right. Well, let's hop into this because we got a lot to cover and we already started late. And you guys had a huge lore drop that happened on the last session. So let's figure out what the hell,
My bad.
the back alley brawlers are going to be doing. Okay. Recap. In a world shrouded in mystery and magic, our brave adventurers find themselves at a crossroads. Last we left off, they had been through quite a whirlwind of events. Following a conversation with the esteemed Lady Elvira, they uncovered a shocking revelation, a potential theft of Subterra's precious book of lore, the Codex Eternus. Suspicion fell upon Coley, whose last visit to Subterra, I can read this, coincided with the book's disappearance. The stakes were high, as the book holds immense power and knowledge. The group agreed to bring the Codex Eternus back to Subterra to help out Lady Aurora, and maybe hopefully get a place for King Gizzard, a home for him someday. It was later discovered that Vash held crucial information about the location of the book. It resides in his boss's office, deep in the financial district. It was also revealed that Amber held a piece of the Codex Eternus in the prophecy that she had stolen from Brian Flossin only a few days earlier. In an unexpected twist, Coley finally agreed to give Amber back her artifact in exchange for the valuable parchment she had skillfully retrieved. This artifact, which was mysteriously taken from Amber's unconscious body, proved to be a very powerful item, the Echo of Divinity, an artifact that possessed unimaginable magical power. I haven't even been drinking, and I'm having trouble with this. That tempted both the curious and the power-hungry alike. Further discoveries unfolded as they connected the stolen piece of paper to the Codex Eternus itself. Oh yeah, we came back on this one. I'm repeating. And as all these pieces fell into place, so was the weight of responsibility falling upon our adventurers. With this newfound knowledge, our adventurers found themselves in a turning point, seated around a table in Subterra early the next morning, contemplating their next move. Should they embark on a daring heist to reclaim the stolen book, return an important manticore horn to Bobby Knocker, or perhaps delve into the realm of the unknown and seize an opportunity that presents itself? Destiny rests in their hands, and only time will tell which path they choose on tonight's session of Legends in the Making. And this is where we'd cut to a cool intro if we were really big and all that kind of stuff, but we're not. So just picture moving graphics, images of each of our players running in their characters' cartoon deals, and Legends in the Making. And then we start off on tonight's
I was gonna
session.
say there has to be explosions and flame sounds
Yeah. King Gizzard's got his two things, hits out, and he's running forward Naruto style, and then just Coley's changing into an old man, and then changing into an animal. This is all happening in our mind's eye. Amber is stealing and pickpocketing people and changing her skin color, going colder then warmer in it. Frankie's standing on a stage belting out a song, and everybody's throwing money at her, and Vash is over on his phone.
Yep.
That's about right.
That's about
I'm
it.
into it.
You haven't thought about this at all, have you?
Not once. Not once would this all be happening right here.
I think as, someone who knows a little more about AI, you should ask AI to create that trailer and just see what chaotic mess it will come up with, because it will be horrific, and maybe that should be inserted.
or amazing.
Or amazing. That would be, yes. We will ask codex.ai that someday.
Yes.
Not saying this is sponsored by anybody, but just saying if anybody ever wanted to check out that website, might be a good idea. Anyway, so you guys now are in the city of Subterra. It is the next morning after talking to the previous day. You had talked to Elvira. You had talked to Zara, who was going to redo the Manticore horn for you guys overnight, and so it should be ready in the next few hours for you guys to pick up if you want to take it back to Bobby Knocker. But once again, you guys are sitting around a table in a little bistro there in the middle of Subterra. The warm morning, beginning of the day. I don't know if it could be called morning in this place because there's no sun. It's just a light purple glow is following all magically over this entire city as you guys are sitting around there having various cups of coffee and breads, I guess. I remember the food here is not that great. They live underground, so whatever can grow underground, or a lot of meat-based stuff too, I should say. So potatoes, steak and eggs,
root-based vegetables,
Carrots,
root-based vegetables,
mushrooms.
Yes,
Mushrooms are the source of life.
Ooh, if only I didn't know somebody allergic to. That's fine.
yeah. Only for someone we know in this group that it's the source of death.
Oh no!
That's
Noted.
fine. Yeah, so.
Doesn't mean your character has to be allergic to mushrooms also.
Oh, she 100% is that.
Already is.
All right.
Yeah, there it is.
Representation matters, damn it.
We're inclusive of all mushroom allergies here. All right. So, how does the morning start off? What are you guys talking about as you guys are sitting around here trying to figure out?
Let's go shopping.
Let's do it.
I'm always down.
I would like one of those bags that Coley has. Can I buy one of those?
The bottomless pit bag?
Maybe.
That's protected. Because now I'm scared to carry this thing.
Well, and then not only that, I feel like it would be super useful for you as you pickpocket things to have a bottomless pit bag so that you could.
I'm running out of room.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
so that people can steal it back from you.
How many pockets do you actually have?
Never enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, if you guys wanted to go looking for a bag of holding, Zara might have some. Remember, she was a shop of oddities and stuff like that. And definitely. So she might actually have some of that if you wanted to go shopping at Zara's place.
And it's ready to pick up too, or in a few hours? Sorry, you already said that,
I mean, I'm not going to make you guys waste a whole bunch of time. I just want to, let you guys have a little bit of chance to talk if you wanted to before you ran over there. But yes, it's definitely available.
Really quick, I think that based off of the information we got last night, Zara might actually be able to help us.
How so?
I mean, she dabbles in mostly magical items, so this seems very Pacific. So,
I mean, I think regardless, we need to find somebody that has more information than we do right now. There's a lot happening.
well, she's an enchantress, right? She enchants items. We've talked to her about this to make things better, and if she has something like a bottomless bag, I would assume that she has some concept of what this might mean. I mean, we can certainly ask. I'm not sure, but she seems like a best bet.
I like my girl Zara, so I'm always down to go say hi.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You guys get
Let's
up,
go.
pay your bill, head out. Vash, you still don't have any Wi-Fi really here, just so you know. There's no signal, anything like that.
You're literally just shaking his phone in frustration of just
every 5 seconds kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
As you guys are walking through the streets of Subterra, you are seeing a little bit more people out and about here and there. You see a couple of drow elves, some dark gnomes, some dark dwarves here and there. Just different people kind of work around. They're all very nice as you walk by, kind of wave hi. You guys, to some extent, stick out a little bit like a sore thumb. You're down here. It's kind of like everything's behind by maybe 10, 15 years, maybe even 20 in some cases. So fashion wise, everybody's a little bit behind on the days of things. So You got a couple of people in bright purple windbreakers, wearing a big old Adidas sweatshirts kind of things, walking around. All this stuff is just happening as you're like, oh, okay, like feels late 90s maybe here, kind of the feel of the vibe going on.
So I'm hearing vintage retro.
To them, it's not. This is super modern. Like a few of them.
But to Frankie, I am this shit.
Yeah. The people you see somebody here or there that is definitely dressed like vintage retro for down here, and they're like in 70s bell bottoms and tie-dye t-shirts and stuff like that too. Just kind of, hey man, having a good time, just enjoying life. As you guys come through one of the passageways, as you're walking down one of these alleyways, it opens up and you guys see Zara's Oddities in front of you. Same as before, has a tall brick building, has a little pinstripe awning out over the front with a glass window and door to the left, and you can see different oddities and things inside of her glass window, and on the window itself is painted in gold, is the Zara's Oddities, very nice, kind of almost like a tattoo shop kind of painting style on it, on the front of it. And able to go right in, and you open up the door, little bell, ding, ding, as you guys come in, and same thing, it has this mixture of an apothecary, a old west like general store, and all these different kind of items are just around, bags, clothing, jars, boxes. Like this place is just kind of stacked, and nothing has like a rhyme or reason to it. Everything's all over the place as far as that's concerned. So it's not like, oh, here's the clothing section, and then here's the weapons section, and then here's like magic items and this. It's just like, it's almost like going into a Goodwill that's been torn apart and just piles things everywhere all over the place. And as you guys come in, you out of the back comes to the front, and it's Zara, and she's like, oh, hey, you guys are back. I thought you guys wouldn't be, I thought you would be sleeping in a little bit today, but I guess you guys are coming back kind of early.
Girl, I was just excited to see you again.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys too as well. So, what did you guys do last night? Where'd you go?
Oh my gosh, so like we got into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was really great. Officer Grayson, badge number 2258, he came and he got us, and he took us to go see like the lady. So we got to go meet the lady, and so that was really cool because I've never met a lady before, and so yeah.
You met Officer Grayson, and what's this 2257? What is that?
It's his badge number 2258.
Oh my gosh. So is that what we're calling him now?
Yeah, that's his name, Officer Grayson, badge number 2258.
Well, his name is just Grayson, but if you're calling him that badge number 2258, I am definitely adding that to my list of things to call him as well.
He really loves it.
No, I imagine. Wait, what? Sorry, I didn't hear you, King Gizzard.
I thought his name was Dick.
What? Grayson's one of the nicest guys I know around here. He's probably just doing his job. Nice. He just have to do his job sometimes.
He totally told us where we could go to get some sweet ass mimosas. I was very excited about that.
Oh, I'm glad. And then you met the lady?
Yeah, we met the lady.
That must have been interesting. I've met her. She comes by every now and then. Never buys anything, but comes by every now and then.
I mean, I get it, but like also rude. Like, buy something.
You know what? I've never heard her buying anything from anybody though. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's nice. I mean, obviously she doesn't want to show favoritism, and that's cool and stuff, but like, boost the economy.
I know.
Isn't that your job as a lady?
Economy always seems to do well around here. We're all, we take care of each other, so we don't have to worry about the economy too much. But
that's fair.
Speaking of economy, I have something for you guys.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I think I do.
You do.
I feel like I have something for you guys, but I don't know if...
You do. We signed the magical paper thingy. Do you have to look?
Did all of you sign it?
The boys didn't. The boys stayed outside. Do I need to kick them outside?
That's why I feel like I have something for you, but I can't remember what it is, where it is, or what's going on with it.
Gizzard, I think we should step outside for a second. Can you do the thing that you do with the coins?
Huh?
No, not you. No, Zara, not you. I apologize.
Okay, sorry.
Gizzard, can we do the thing with the coins?
Sure.
Okay. I'll follow you.
Yeah. Okay. We go outside, sit on the ground, pop the hat out in front, and we start panhandling.
All Bash does is opens up a backpack, sits in front and opens it up and sits there.
The thing with the coins.
The thing with the coins. Give me a performance check, King Gizzard. Are you doing anything to enhance this, or are you just like, do you have a sign, or is it just sit there with a hat?
Just sitting there looking pitiful.
Okay, then just roll performance. Au natural.
Do, 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 do. 12.
Let's see.
That makes me nervous.
As you're sitting there, yeah, people are walking by every now and then, and you kind of see them looking at you, and you just see a little bit of like a look of confusion on their face. Did you, let me ask this, I mean, did you put any seed money in there, or is it just the hat?
Dead empty.
Dead empty. They just walking by, looking at you, looking at Vash, looking at the hat, just wave, kind of like hi, maybe a little bit of small talk, hey, kind of thing, and then just walk on their way.
You literally see this sad like robot just watching people.
Okay. So, while you guys are out there doing that, we go back into Frankie, Amber, and Coley, and Zara. As soon as you guys walk out the door and it shuts, she goes, "The manticore horn. Let me go get it for you guys."
Awesome.
She walks in the back and she comes out and she lays out in front of you this manticore horn. And I don't think I've really described it up to this point, but it's almost like a black alabaster look of this horn, and very smooth across it. And as you're looking at it, it looks perfect. It looks almost exactly the same as whenever you guys dropped it off, except for probably a good like 3 or 4 inches are taken off of the thick end of it. So, but even if you look at that, it doesn't look like it looks like the same of it, because before it looked like it had been kind of broken off a little bit. But in this case, it looks like it's still broken where it's been shortened down to. And then she goes, "It took some work, but yeah, I think I was able to match it almost exactly. Like, it would take somebody with some really good skills and investigation and abilities on this stuff to really understand what I did here, but I'm pretty sure they'd be thrown off. Unless they had a tape measure and everything else on it, I think you should be fine."
Girl, this looks good.
I did my best.
Psh, your best is fire. This is amazing.
I try to do my own. Now, make sure you guys come, because I've got the other, and I'm going to work on that sphere of scrying for you guys. And so that's going to take me a few more days, because I've got to cut it, polish it, then I got to enchant it. It's going to take a little bit of work, but I think I can get that for you guys. And it's going to, I'm things are going pretty well. I'm excited about this. This is a good job. It's fun.
That's fantastic. How are we going to know when the scrying sphere is done?
Well, I told you, like, guys, just come back and... Oh, thank you. Go. I told you guys. Zara had a little friend come out of nowhere and just give her a bowl of ice cream. She's like, "Ice cream? You gotta have it in the morning. It's ice cream." No. So, but she's like, "Well, just come back in 3 days." Frankie, is this your first time with a magical NDA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how it works. Like, you won't remember details. Like, nothing will be remembered in the fact of that could incriminate or cause problems, but you'll remember feelings. You'll have like you'll have a sense of things. You'll know you'll need to come back here. You might not know why, depending on the situation. Like if you're away from everybody, where it could become a problem, you'll remember everything. But depending on the NDA and how it's written. But the way I wrote this one, I make it where you guys can understand, remember things, as long as nobody else is around you where it could cause a problem.
Heard. So just kind of like how I remember things usually.
Well, that's great then. As long as it's working great for you in that case, as long as it's the usual. But
Perfect.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you guys while you're here?
Well, I think Amber was going to ask about like a bag.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you happen to have, I think it's a bag of holding or something?
Ooh.
Is that what it was called, Coley? Or something similar?
Oh, Coley. Yeah, I can see what she's got there. That's a bag of holding right there. She knows what she got. Do you want one just like Coley's, or are you wanting like Coley? Describe what your bag looks like.
It's brown. It's a messenger bag, leather, worn. Kind of sags a little bit, but then when you reach your hand inside, there's a whole world of wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, style isn't my number one motivator in this purchase, but I feel like you have good style, so I trust what you're carrying.
Okay, well, let me see. I don't. Hold on one second. And you see her come around the counter, and she goes over to like one of the tables that's got a pile of clothing and like shoes and stuff, and she's digging through it and pulls out like a bag and sticks her hand in, and she's like, no, that's normal. Throws it over her shoulder, over onto another table, reaches over to another one, and brings it up. She's like, she's like, I thought I had one around here. She goes, okay, I don't think I have one right now. I think I sold it. I don't know. I do a lot of NDAs. Let me just put it that way. So I thought I had one. I don't think I have one, but I could definitely make you one.
I'm into that.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. It's not cheap.
How expensive are we talking?
If you're out on the streets, general retail, brand new, you're looking at anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 gold pieces.
That's a little outside of my budget.
It is for most people, but okay. Roll me a persuasion, or if you want to go with that.
What's the other option?
You could try deception, or you could try intimidation.
I don't want to do that. We're gonna go. All right.
Or if you have another skill you want to go for, you just got to tell me how you're using it in the situation to try to make it happen.
If I could use. Yeah. We'll go with persuasion. No, that's -1. Is there any way? How could I use insight?
Begging. What do I get for begging? What do I roll for begging?
Yeah. Actually, if there is if I can roll for insight and figure out if there's something that I maybe do have that might make, or something that she might need that I can bring later, or some sort of.
Go roll for insight.
Where did that just go? Sorry, I'm losing it right now. 23.
Damn. Yeah, okay. She really likes you guys. She's clicked it. Her and Coley have definitely done some business in the past, and so she likes that. You also get a sense with her that she doesn't need the money. She does okay. So she doesn't really need the money.
Okay.
And then the inside of her
Okay.
saying brand new. Like if you're going to
Okay.
buy it brand new, would have been 1,000 to 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Well, obviously that's out of my budget. I would be curious if, again, I like your style. We've connected with you. If you have anything from your own personal collection that you've maybe been wanting to get rid of, or would be willing to, or if there's anything else you need that you might want us to bring later in time, and we'll keep an eye out for you. We're above ground
Ooh.
quite a bit, so I assume there might be some things you'd like us to keep an eye out for.
Okay, now roll me persuasion with advantage. And you're trying to beat an AC of, or you're a 10. You're trying to be a 10.
Ooh, 7.
So
Did
she
you
goes,
roll
Roll twice?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
The
dice
first time
tell the
it
story.
was a
Let's be very
3.
clear.
the dice tell the story. She's like, from my personal collection, I don't think I really have anything. And I don't really need much. I mean, I appreciate anything you ever could bring back. I mean, if you found something and could do a fair trade on it, I mean, any bag for me to enchant it to make it a bag of holding, I'd probably only charge about, 500 gold pieces, maybe. Like, we're not talking, if you bring the bag, I mean, it needs to be a good sturdy bag. If it has any kind of magic elements to it, like made out of magic leather of some sort, like from a magical creature, that will help with it too. Maybe bring down price. And then, I mean, depending on the situation where it's at, maybe whenever you come back with that, maybe we can talk prices, maybe even a payment plan.
I'd be open to a payment plan for sure.
Definitely. I mean, I want to be able to help you guys out on this.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
keep an eye out for a bag. And
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like we'll be back in a few days. So
Well, I hope so. I mean, I have no need for a scrying sphere, but I don't have anything around there. And I'll let you know too, like if for some reason, like anything else, because I mean, sometimes people order things from me and then they never come back for them. And of course, I don't want to be stuck with those things. So if that ever comes up, I'll let you know about that too.
great, yeah. So we'll check back in a couple of days.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Do you guys need anything?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, let me wrap this up
can
for
I
you.
roll for insight to see if there's anything interesting in there that would pique my curiosity?
Yeah, insight or perception.
$18.
Okay, let me see. Let's see what's in the shop. What you find with that?
Did you ask Codex?
Yep. As you kind of look around, the first thing you see as you're kind of digging around is you see this pocket watch, and you can definitely feel a little bit of a magical buzz off of it, and looks kind of interesting to you. And then you kind of put that off to the side, maybe to ask Zara about it. And then as you're kind of looking around a little bit, you see these goggles. They look almost like welder's goggles, kind of big leather on the sides, dark on the front. And same kind of thing, you get a little bit of a magical buzz off of those. And then the last thing that you see is this umbrella just sitting off to the side too. This big purple umbrella. As far as like a rain umbrella, I would make sure it's not like a sun umbrella, but it's a big purple umbrella, and it's kind of sitting off to the side there too, with a beautiful like mahogany wooden handle on it.
Okay, so I want to kind of pull all three out and be like, what can you tell me about these pieces?
Oh, you got a good eye, Coley. You know how to look for things and see it. So first thing she does, she picks up the pocket watch, And she goes, well, this is a Chronos pocket watch. She said that she turns around, it's very silver. It's and as she opens it up, you see that internally the hands aren't moving. It's just stuck at the time 11:11. And she goes, so this is a Chronos pocket watch. And she's like, basically once per day, you can turn this and it will turn back time by 1 minute. Now, I think it has a limit on how many times it will do that overall. But I know if you use it, it takes at least a day for it to recharge, but I don't know how many times it will ultimately recharge. It might be like 3 times or 5 or 10 times. I don't know. I used it one time and it was awesome just to check and make sure it worked. But after that, I haven't done it before, so I don't really know how many charges are on it. And I didn't get it. I honestly don't know where it came from, probably under another NDA situation, but it's here. It's for sale if you guys need it. And then she looks over at the goggles and she's like, oh, these are goblin goggles. These actually will give you the ability to see magical auras and hidden writings and symbols. So like if anybody puts like any kind of a magical trap on things, or if you want to see magical secret passageways or doors and stuff like that, or even just magical writing in general, these goggles will help you see that.
Okay.
And then she goes, and then this beauty is the echoing umbrella. If you take this and you point it in the right direction, it will record sounds and conversations, and then it will play them back the next time that it's opened. And she opens.
How far away?
She opens it back up, and it goes, "What does this fucking umbrella do anyway?" And then she closes it back down. See? I don't know who had this last, but apparently they didn't know what it was anyways. She goes, pretty good distance. You got to point it the farther away, you got to be pretty accurate with it, but it can catch a conversation up to a good probably 200 feet. The farther out, the more skill it's going to take, and there's a chance you might miss, but closer up, it's definitely going to catch it.
Okay. Do you have prices for these?
Do I? She's like, okay, well, this pocket watch is probably going to be the most expensive of these, and that's going to cost you a good 2,000 gold pieces. I mean, turning back time, this is a pretty powerful item. I probably actually shouldn't have just left it out there in a pile of clothing. Don't know what I was saying with that. Then she turns over and she goes, now the goblin goggles, probably about 200 gold pieces for that. And then this umbrella, honestly, I've had it here for a while. I'd let it go for about 50 gold pieces.
Okay, and what about if we did a bundle deal?
Oh, well, if you're looking to do a bundled deal, trying to think of everything I said together, about 3,000 gold pieces.
No, you told me 2,250.
I'm not good with math, so let's say 2,000.
What about a friends and family discount?
Oh, 19,999.
What about a trade?
1,999. I'm always down for a good trade. What do you got, Coley?
How about a rope of knots?
Remind me what that does again.
Animates to untie knots on command.
That sounds like I would trade that for the umbrella, but not for all three.
Well, according to my pawn shop items list, it's worth 1,500 gold points.
Oh. So, she's giving you guys already a discount in the prices that she told you on this stuff. Drastic discount.
Okay.
So she's like, like I said, for the umbrella, because I don't really see much of me selling.
What about Dragon's Blood ink?
What?
And a rope of knots.
Okay. Dragon's Blood ink? Coley, where
Yeah,
did you
but-
get that? Well, I'm not going to ask. We don't ask those kind of questions, do we? That's.
I'm gonna need you to throw something else in though, because their combined value is 2,500. Or we can put it on a credit in the shop and I can use it next time.
Roll for persuasion.
$20.
F you.
Hey, the dice tell the story.
They do.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It was 18. My persuasion was only +4, not +6.
Oh. Still. She looks at you and she goes, you know what, Coley, you bring me business on the regular, so how about we do the trade and I give you 100 in credit. I mean, come on, it's a rope that ties itself and unties itself. Like, what am I going to do with that? Who's going to buy that? Why did you buy that? Did you really spend? Are you trying to pass off your losses on me, Coley?
Not at all.
I'm gonna like hold the rope and be like, I don't know, I think that could be pretty useful.
You see Zara stop for a second. She goes, just slowly turns over at you and goes, I had not thought of that. You got a deal,
Steve?
Coley. You got a deal.
All right.
She kind of grabs it and goes, mm-hmm.
So 500 credit and the 3 items.
Sure.
All right.
How did Zara's shop turn into book talk? Just want to clarify, because like, wow.
It's sliding into everything.
I'm putting the things in the description.
Actually, you know what?
your chat.
Instead of the 500 gold, how about if you make me a bag of holding?
Now we've got a deal.
Okay, done.
Amber, pick out a bag.
Coley, did
That
you
one.
just do
Whoa,
something
whoa, whoa!
nice
I didn't say it was for
Amber?
her.
Oh,
I'm just
you-
messing.
Oh, I'm
Go
sorry. I assumed you were friends. I'm so sorry. Coley, pick out a bag.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, that nice little bucket bag over there is pretty good.
Oh, that
So-
bucket bag?
It's a Q30. That's a Q32 deep cut.
Yes, it is. I was gonna say that bucket bag. You might think that it's a 1973 Coach bucket purse, but it actually isn't. It's a
You might.
handmade bucket purse by an artisan that I know. It's amazing. It's actually better quality than Coach itself.
It has withstood pretty well, and my Coach one is struggling. But anyway, back to Amber. Yeah, that sounds great. I don't really care about name brand stuff, but that looks great.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna open up my bag of holding and pull out the 2 items that I promised.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take the 3. So one was the
Before
timepiece.
Coley can take the goggles and put them in her bag, I'm gonna go grab them and just put them on
Okay.
because I like them and I think they're cute. So like, do I see anything after I put these on as I look around the shop?
Yeah, this place lights up like freaking Times Square in the middle of the night, like all the way, magical shit everywhere, and most random things like you'd be like, wait, that's a right sock and it's glowing. What the hell's going on with that? Like, it just doesn't make sense to you.
I am amazed.
Can I please ask our illustrious DM for a Discord message with the descriptions of each thing so I can put it into my list?
I dropped them into the main chat.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
They're already in there.
Yeah.
And I am now going around the shop with these goggles on, looking at things very intently. And just holding them up and going like, what's this do? What's this do? Why is this magical? Why is this glowing?
She, in the moment, she's seen this bucket purse and she's kind of caught in a conversation with Amber a little bit, and she's like, if you give me like 20 minutes, I can enchant this for you. And so she just kind of turns around and walks back. As you're like, you turn around to show her the first, like, what does this do? And she's not there. She went into the back.
That's amazing.
So yeah. So tell me this, Frankie, what item are you picking up and going like, what does this do?
That is a great question. The left sock.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is this glowing? Is it radioactive? Am I seeing smells right now? And I like sniff the sock.
I'm rolling for sniff. Like this is really happening right now. Surprisingly, smells great. Just fresh. I mean, you smell it and it smells like just like a.
Is that lavender?
Yeah, you've actually never you've been to Central Park and that fresh green like meadow like right after the rain, that scent of just like everything fresh and clean and green, and you're just kind of like, and it just smells so good.
Damn, what gain are they using? I want that on my clothes.
Yep. Do you look at? So you have the sock. Any other item you're grabbing?
I don't even know what else is around.
Think of a random item, and it's probably there.
I grab like a tiny little statue.
Okay.
And it just looks like it's like a little tiny bust that looks like a man's head.
Okay, so just a man's head, not the whole statue, just a bust of a head.
It's just the bust of a head.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So about that time you're kind of picking up the bust and looking at it, Zara comes out from the back and she's like, tap him on the head like 3 times. And then she walks over to Amber with the bag and sets it down in front of you. And she's like, Amber, so here's the deal. I don't know if you've had a bag of holding before, but here's how this works is it's much bigger on the inside, but like you can hold up to like anything that you could fit in 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet, you can fit inside of this thing. And then whenever you put in your hand there, you just think about what you want and suddenly your hand will land upon it and you can pull it back out. Now, things to know, very important rules to know with this. There's no oxygen inside of there. So don't put anything living in there if you want it to stay living. If you want to kill something, yeah, go ahead, put it in there. But if you want to stay alive,
Noted.
I wouldn't put it in there. Now, you must never put Coley's bag of holding in your bag of holding or put your bag of holding in Coley's bag of holding.
What happens?
Bad
break
things.
the time-space continuum.
Really, really bad things.
Particle colliders?
I don't know what that
Big
is,
bang.
but yes, bad things.
I don't either. I saw it on Wikipedia.
Okay, Wicca who? Anyways,
What else should I know?
that's the main things. That's all you really need to know with bag of
Okay.
holding from what I know. That's the big warning. You know, don't put anything in there alive if you want it to stay alive, and don't put anything with a pocket dimension inside of a pocket dimension.
Got it. Noted.
Dimension Inception.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I look over at Coley and I just give her a sweet, loving smile for the first time ever. But just a little smirk. Just like 2 seconds.
This place really is magic. Look at them getting along.
As you're saying that, you tap the head the 3rd time on the forehead, and all of a sudden you just hear it go, can I help you?
I don't know, can you?
And what little movement he has with his head, he looks you up and down and goes, well, I would hope so.
Who are you?
That is question 1. I am the all-knowing Bon Bon.
And I'm going to look at him and I'm going to go, I am not talking to you right now.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Zara, how much for the talking head?
I heard a question.
Not to you.
Zara goes, I've been trying to get rid of him for a while. I'll give you 20 gold pieces if you take him off my hands.
Sold.
No, not sold. Run.
Sold. Sold. Taking him. And my 20 gold pieces.
And he goes, freedom!
Does he need oxygen to survive?
That would be question 2. No, I do not.
I don't know. This wasn't a you and I conversation.
Push his head 3 times. Does that turn him off? And I'm gonna hand him to Amber and say, "Your first thing for your bag of holding."
He's in there.
You just hear him muffle.
And I don't know what he's called, so he's never coming out.
No. Wish.
I love this. Well, you'll just think my tiny little statue. And then I'm also gonna look at Zara and go, okay, but what's the deal with this sock? Why is it so glowy?
Oh shit! I realize you still have the goggles on.
Oh, my goggles are still on.
Oh, I enchanted a pair of those, so they would never stink again. But I can't find the other one.
That's so cool.
You can have that too.
Smells good.
If you want to. I can't find the other one. If I find the other one, I'll let you know, and you can have that too. Yeah. Like I said, I do stuff for people all the time, and then they just don't come back for it. It's annoying.
That's amazing. Should we go get the boys and bring them in so that we could ask Zara some of the questions that we had?
Well, maybe we should get the manticore horn back first.
Oh, she's already like wrapped it up as this was all happening. I'd say that, and hands it over to you guys, kind of in a leather case.
I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. So, all right, yeah, boys can come back in.
No, we're not. We're just sitting there, and that's it. We're just waiting for the girls.
I'm gonna go outside to get them, and I still have my goggles on. Do you, Vash, King Gizzard, or the lizard look different?
The lizard's gold and glowing. Vash has a light aura to him. I mean, anybody that's touched in this world is going to have a little bit of a magical aura to him. So even King Gizzard has a little bit of a magical aura to himself.
But you're saying like the lizard is
it's glowing. It's got some magic to it.
Glowing more than King Gizzard? Like, is he like noticeable glowy?
As you look at your hand, kind of through the goggles, and then you look at the lizard, he's glowing about as much as you are.
Oh. Okay.
Vash is literally sitting there with King Gizzard and showing the phone and going, the internet is a communication tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share pornography with one another.
Vash.
And Vash kind of looks up and goes, yes?
The internet is for more than porn.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Frankie, what's on your head?
Oh, aren't these goggles sweet? I can see all sorts of glowy things now.
What is glowy things? What do you mean glowy things?
Like, you're glowy. You're glowing.
Like
I guess magic. No, I can see like magic glow.
Oh. Okay. Wait. But I'm not magical.
I mean, you gotta have a little bit to you.
How's Liz look?
He looks so cool. And I'm gonna like very gently like reach out and try to just give him like a little pet on his little head.
Roll for animal handling.
I would love to.
King Gizzard, roll for animal handled. I don't know.
Animal handled.
Okay.
I feel like I want him to be able to roll something for his lizard in this particular case to see if how his lizard responds to this. But yeah, 17. All right.
Ooh, I got a 15.
I'll let you decide on that, King Gizzard. How the lizard responds to that.
I feel like
You
he
just
would kind of like pull away a little bit, like, no, don't touch me.
Yeah, kind of looks up and then he just smacks her hand, the palm of her hand with his tongue.
Oh, kisses. Kisses.
Sure.
Do you guys want to come in so we can talk to Zara about all the things?
Did you not finish that already?
Well, we finished our business with Zara, but we didn't finish like our business with Zara.
Okay.
So pick up
Okay.
your hat and come on.
All right.
Come on.
Oh, yes.
Just Vash follows Gizzard and gets up and zips his bag closed and goes, okay, and puts it on. Okay.
And then we're going to go back in the shop.
All right. And as you guys come back in, Zara's like, the boys are back.
The boys are back in town. Yeah, so now that we finished our business, Zara, you're like you're so smart and you know like so many things.
I appreciate that. I mean, I forget a lot of things. Well, I don't forget things, but I have things blocked
You
in
don't
my brain.
forget things, you have things blocked, right? That's very different than forgetting. You're so smart.
Yes.
So we learned like so much information yesterday and we have like a bajillion questions. And so was wondering if maybe we could ask you some questions and see if you knew anything.
I'd love to help. Whatever.
Cool. Should we sign one of those magical NDA thingies though?
Do we need to?
I mean, I don't think it hurts.
Okay, we can do that if you want to. Give me a second here.
And let's include the boys this time.
Okay, she pulls out. You see her pull a file folder drawer open to the side there. She's rummaging through, and she's like, Are we wanting kind of like a general one, or is there a time frame on this? Like any kind of specifics that I need, or are we just kind of like a ad hoc all
Really, it's just like I don't know what kind of questions we're going to ask. I don't know what kind of information that you're going to give us. So I want to protect you and make sure that if anybody comes asking around like about us, that you're safe. But I also want to make sure that we're safe too. So just protecting everybody.
Just a good
During
old-
this conversation, Vash is in the very back of the room and he just does this.
She's looking down. She pulls out this sheet of paper, parchment, puts it down, and she's like, You don't have to raise your hand.
Oh, I understand that if you don't interrupt people, you have to pause people. So I just thought this would... No? Okay.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I cannot sign an NDA.
Actually, I know you can't because it requires blood, and I don't.
Yeah. So that's just not... I can't sign an NDA. That's part of my issue.
That's up to the rest of them, how they feel about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do an NDA with everyone else.
Sure, I'm happy to wait outside. That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll just turn around and go. And so Vash just turns around and just meanders outside.
We're gonna tell him everything anyway. So why would he need to leave?
That's not how magical NDAs work. Based off you wouldn't be able to remember anything or know how to do anything. So therefore, you would not be able to tell me anything because the minute you walk out of the shop, you will forget.
Got it.
So Vash just mosey-ahs outside of his little backpack.
She goes, I mean, we can put a clause in here. I can add a clause to where Vash is somebody you guys can talk with and remember things with.
But as Vash opens the door, he goes, that would be a good idea.
But just realize Vash would not be under the NDA.
Right.
So we can add anybody you want to that you can talk to about the stuff on here, and I'm fine with that. But Vash will be able to still talk with anybody he wants to on whatever he hears.
Well, we'll know if he's the leak if something gets out.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. I haven't thought about that before.
Okay,
interesting.
bye.
So do you want me to add a clause for Vash?
Yeah.
Okay. She pulls out the pen, writes it in there.
Y'all are setting me up for failure. Literally, you're like, listen, we're going to hear about all these things and tell Vash. And if somebody leaks something, we know it's the robot.
Well,
The dumbest character in the group. And y'all are like, yeah, that's fine. It's cool. We'll give it to, because the most truthful guy.
They love you, Vash. Can't get around that. Sorry, sir.
To your knowledge.
Oh, God.
Well,
Okay, so
do
yeah, Vash goes
Do we
outside.
want him to have access to everything? I feel like
Listen, you all tell
trust
me
him,
what you
but-
feel I need to know. How about there? We'll go with that.
Okay, so you just want me to write this in so you guys will remember and be able to talk to Vash about things, but he just won't be in here to hear. So you guys can decide what you want to share with him or not.
yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make sure to add that in here. Okay, perfect. I mean, we're friends, but we're also in business together, so I'm gonna need 2 gold pieces for this. I mean, this is
Right.
just for information, NDA coverage, kind of stuff like that. So
And I'll give her the 2 gold pieces.
awesome. Thank you very much. Put that over here. Okay. And a little prick from each one of you guys. Put your thumbprint on there, and we'll all be good to go.
Isn't the lizard the little prick?
Yeah,
Sorry.
100%.
Okay. What you got? Who we gossiping about? What's the tea?
Amber, do you want to start?
Oh boy. I guess what do we want to even start with? Let me
I mean, there's so much that we uncovered last night. Well, there's the gem. There's the
Codex
Book.
Codex
there's
Eternus, the prophecy, or the Echo of Divinity. I mean,
Any of that
I-
ring a bell, Zara?
She's like,
yeah.
she's just sitting there going like, that's a lot. Okay. She's
Coley,
right?
you have the prophecy. Can you show our friend here?
I don't know if I have that up. Oh wait, I can do that real quick.
I have it up if you'd like me to reread it.
Yeah, you can reread
Yeah.
it. I was gonna share,
yeah.
try to share screen real quick with it. If I could.
Hidden.
Yeah, I just have
Shadows.
Coley has it in her bag, so I wasn't sure.
I can't remember what we're talking about.
The prophecy.
The prophecy, the rep page
Oh, okay.
from the Codex.
Okay. So I'm going to pull it out and unfold it.
Okay. And then, hold on one second. I can actually, if we take a few seconds here, I can actually share my screen with it for people to see. I'm like, I've had this presentation built up, and I'm like, okay, let me get this real quick. There we go. And then I can, what do I need to do? I'm here, and I push this button here, and then I push this button here. Yes, that one worked. And then I go here, and then I click on this, and I go there, and I go that. And then I should be able to, if you go back here. Wow, this is going way too fast. And there. Yay!
There it is.
There it is for all to
Yeah.
see.
So I guess let's start with the prophecy because I think, let's go there. So we have this page from a big book that we need to find.
And yeah, as she opens it up and looks at the paper, she's like, oh, so this is, okay. So this is from the Forgotten book. So you guys,
Yes.
this is from from the Codex Eternus. Little known fact, I may have made that. I enchanted it originally.
You did.
Really?
How do you think I know how to do all these magical NDAs?
So why did you make it? Like, what's the story behind that? Talk to us about this book.
Well, think about it. Like, it's one of my better ones, you know, because think about it. If you just have a book with all your secrets and lore and magical prophecies and stuff, all it takes is somebody just copying it down and walking away, right? So why don't you make it where, one, you can't copy it, but two, nobody can remember what the hell's in it unless they're seeing it. So I set it up that way.
It's brilliant, Zara.
Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Now,
So
I turned that over to
go ahead.
them. I don't know what was written in it. I just know they wanted something secure that they could put basically lots and lots of secrets and powerful things in, and knowledge and lore and all that kind of stuff that could probably be taken in a wrong way against us here and used as power, leverage, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So how did you guys get this? Because this shouldn't. I mean, it got torn out.
I found it on someone, and I don't know why they had it, but we didn't know what it was. Still are not entirely sure. Do you know anything about this specific page? I know you didn't write it, but you're familiar with your customs here.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, let me think if I heard anything.
GM,
Yes.
I still have my goggles on,
Yeah, this thing's glowing. It's a magical page.
but does it look any different, or does it say anything different?
Oh, yeah, because you could see magical runes or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just the pure writing is magical. Nothing hidden inside of it in any way on that case.
Okay.
She just she starts reading through it a few times. She's like, I mean, I don't know where they get the prophecies from. Typically there's like, sometimes you'll have oracles or you'll have things come across from other magical elements or situations. You know, somebody gets high one night and writes something down thinking it's a prophecy. Who knows? But ultimately,
We've all been there.
I mean, Thursday, right? Anyways, looking at this, though, I mean, a lot of the ones that you can tell, like, they don't make any sense. This has maybe some rhyme and reason to it. It's really interesting here. Like, I'm catching elements here about, like, what I don't know, what draws my attention is the fact of, like, you see shadows, and at the end it talks about darkness. And I mean, we all know about Shar, right? Like, around here. And so that my brain just starts thinking about those things. But ultimately, like, the fact that the big thing about being here is we've all been trapped here. I mean, I grew up in this area, but ultimately, well, actually I didn't grow up here. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember her lore, Zara's background completely. But, like, you know, we're all here, and one of the big things that kind of is tugging on all of our hearts is we'd all love to go back to where we're from, for the most part. And this talks about a portal opening. I haven't heard of a portal in Erda my entire time here. It's kind of like a one-way road. You get here and there's no way back. So that, I mean, this would be a very powerful prophecy. If you were able to figure this out, I think you'd be able to figure out a way back home.
Where is home for y'all?
Are you asking me?
Zara.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, because you said Erda, you know, they're not from here. They like to go back home.
I mean, I don't know how to say it in common. But where I'm from originally, it was deep under a mountain called yeah, I don't know. Just says a word in Dwarvish, dark Dwarvish that you don't understand.
Got it.
It was a beautiful place.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone you trust that you think could maybe help us get a bit more information about what this means?
Well, let's see if she can interpret any of it. rolled a 2 and a 3. I was even rolling with advantage for her. She
So
looks
that's
at
a
it.
no.
Yeah, she like looks at it and goes like, "Man, I wish I could make out more of this. Like, it's, I mean, it's talking about, from what I could get from looking at this, is maybe it's talking about a person, but I don't know who it would be talking about in this case. So beyond that, I mean, I don't know anybody else. I mean, you could always go to the library. I wouldn't go there, but you guys could go to the library and they might have some more information around it. They always have knowledge of different things like that.
Is there any way to remove the enchantment from this page, or to be able to transcribe it onto another page so that we can remember it when it's not closed up? Or when it is closed up, I mean.
It would be tricky. Here's the thing. It has a high chance of failure. And if I fail, it disintegrates.
Then
Is there
maybe
any?
you don't.
Like, that's kind of the fail safe into it. Because if it was easy to just like dispel magic, you know, and the next thing it works. Like, that's the thing. You're dispelling magic, but you're having to do it very specifically in the way you're doing it. So you're not destroying it in that moment, because at its core, this is all magical. So by dispelling it, you have the chance of destroying it. And I don't know if I'm at that level. I wouldn't. It's like a 1 in 100 chance of me being able to pull this off.
Fair.
I mean, if one of you guys think you could do dispel magic really well, I mean, but you run into the same possibility.
Okay.
I turned a little bit and I asked him, "Can you do that?" No. All right. He's no help on this.
Yeah, lizard wizard just on your shoulder, just staring at you, just like slow blink.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now I have another question.
Just remember
So-
though, all you gotta do is open it up, and the second you see it, you can remember everything on it. And when you walk away from it, you can remember feeling what you want to go do. You don't forget what you want to go do based off of it. It's just you can't remember all the lines word for word.
So you made the Codex Eternus.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I made the book that is now the Codex Eternus. I didn't like go like, this is the Codex Eternus. It's just kind of, I made a book, I enchanted the book, and then they went and wrote a bunch of shit in it that now makes it the Codex Eternus.
So you just enchanted the pages.
Yeah.
Blank
No,
pages.
no. She made the book.
Yeah. I do book binding.
So could you make us another book that looks exactly like it?
Oh. Yeah? Why would you
How
want that?
much? Just for purposes and reasons.
I mean, it's a cool looking book.
It is beautiful
Yeah, I want one.
artistry, incredible.
It's okay. I mean, I'm much better at bookbinding nowadays, so I could actually make you one a lot better if you want me to.
I want you to make me one exactly like that one.
But missing the page
No.
that we
Make
have.
it no. Make it
But-
no. Make it exactly like she made it before.
Well, and she goes like, she like looks at your finger. She's like, I get what you're throwing. I can catch that. I now remember I don't know what's written in it, and I don't know where or what
That's
it's written
fine.
in. It's
That's fine.
and do you need it enchanted just like the other one, or
Yes.
okay then? I think I can pull that off. It's gonna take me a while. It's not a quick.
That's fine.
It's not a quick thing to bind a book.
For sure.
About how long is a while?
I mean, I still got to make you guys a scrying sphere. I've got a few other jobs I'm working on. At least I think I am. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, give me about like
The scrying sphere could probably wait, honestly. I think we
This
could
would be-
push that back
yeah,
in our items. And so if you'd be willing,
I would prioritize
push the book
this
up
over
and-
that.
yeah, and scrying sphere whenever it works best for you. Don't push your schedule too much. Or at all.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'll push it up at least 3 days, and I guess I could do it in about a week, maybe a week and a half.
That would be lovely.
Okay. It's not cheap.
How much are we talking here?
I mean, it's about 10,000 gold pieces.
For a book.
It's not just if it was just a book, I'd charge you $5. Well, no, I mean a handmade bound book. I mean that's going to be a good $100. You know, at least a good 2 or 3 gold pieces. But ultimately,
How do you-
enchantment, isn't it?
huh?
It's the enchantment that costs
It's the
so much.
enchantment. I got a lot of magical components that are involved in that. Like we're talking good 2-3 diamonds and a ruby or 2, some dust involved with that. I mean, I got the dragon's blood now. That might help out with a little bit if I can work on that trading.
What
But-
other components do you need? If we source the components for you, would that knock some of the price down?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's where the bulk of the price is in that 10,000 there. I mean, if you're able to go get me at least, I'd say, if you can go find me about 8,000 gold pieces worth of gems, could be diamonds, rubies, emeralds, then that would cover the cost for sure.
Doesn't need to be anything specific, just 8K worth of gems.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, based on weight, that's kind of the element of it.
Would I have any of these in my pawn shop?
Girl, I remember you having a case of these in your pawn shop.
Yeah, but those weren't like. I'll say Shannon
Those
probably
are
has
just for
a
funsies.
few things, but those were like Hubert zirconium style kind of things, like stuff on the sly. I know she had a jar of them she was grabbing out, but that was kind of a trying to catch some people.
Okay.
Who- What area of
Is it
town
just
do you find gems in normally?
Well, there's the jewelry district, but
is it just you in this shop?
yeah, I wouldn't be able to do these NDAs like this if that was the case.
True. Do you have like a cat or anything?
No. Are you offering one?
Do you ever wish you? Maybe. I mean, maybe if we can help you have a shopkeep helper that might that can also, be an animal of sorts, that might provide some value to this conversation.
You realize we're under a magical NDA right now. I don't know why you guys keep talking around the bush. I mean,
I think words are hard for us in general as a group, and we
This is
barely
new
understand
for
what we're
us.
talking about. If you want if the honesty is there, I
okay,
think
I'm sorry, I
words
just
are
want-
hard.
okay, if that's the case, I just want to make sure you didn't feel like
Yeah.
you were needing to be secretive in these things, that like you might like hurt my feelings if you said something.
No, but the robot we sent outside could build you a shop helper that I'm pretty sure would be included in your NDA or not even be a part of that. I don't know. We could talk through that piece. But if you needed a shopkeep you could trust and know that you could trust them, could
Just
that
a
be worth
companion.
8,000 gold?
I mean, I don't know about 8,000 gold, but I mean, be of some value. I mean, here,
You could do a couple of them.
I mean, I can do some trade on this, but I'm not going to be able to do all trade on this. Like, ultimately, like, if you're trading me something like that, that's a soft cost. I mean, I get around fine right now without a helper. While it'd be nice,
Because you don't know what you don't have.
yeah, that's true.
And you've got a lot of stuff in here.
Amber, roll for persuasion with advantage. Because I forgot, you have the insight into the fact she doesn't need the money. but you're also asking her, in essence, she still needs to go buy that much in gems to make this happen.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, I should actually roll on our side to see where she's at on this. She kind of... I mean, I do fine in the shop by myself. I know I look lonely, like I should have a cat, like I'm a cat lady, but I'm really not a cat lady.
It's not about being lonely, you know?
Also, Zara, no judgment, sweetie, but you lost the left sock.
Okay, roll me persuasion, Frankie. As you're adding into this.
24?
Fuck. Yeah, you guys should have Frankie be the one talking in this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not.
She's like, yeah, and I had that fucking pocket watch out on a table too, and I shouldn't have done that.
Right? I'm just saying, like, girl, you do amazing work and you're amazing.
But how would it? I mean, how would a cat help with that? I mean, that just feels like they were going to add to the mess.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a cat, and it doesn't poop. I mean, maybe we should.
That's just weird. It feels like it's going to explode someday. Is that?
No.
Oh, I forget.
Yeah,
Bash is outside. I'm like, why is Bash not like leading into this?
I have volunteered this because we just learned about your 37 cats, and was like, oh, obviously it's not a finite
cats.
resource. 34. I was close.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Cats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's okay if cat, you know, it's just we're underground. I don't know why I thought about cats now that I say underground out loud. But maybe there's another animal, or
I mean,
maybe even a mini you, or
what?
That might be weird. But really, anything you can think of.
What? Okay.
Really, just a companion that you can have with you in the shop to like hang out with and just be your buddy and be your pal, right? Like,
are you guys talking like about a homunculus?
Yeah.
I don't know that term, but yeah.
I mean, it's like a little creature that you make, like artificers. Like, I know a guy up the road that, I mean, he doesn't make them that well. I mean, they fall apart after a while. But
I know the door that does it, but we don't know how well he does it either.
Vash is very talented. You stop it, King Gizzard.
And I think those cats have been alive for a while.
Around Vash being the crazy cat lady. It's
okay.
Let's just say he's made enough that we're comfortable pitching this to you.
She's like, I mean, okay, somebody roll. Okay, Corey, just because I feel like you haven't got to roll for anything, roll me a D10. This will determine how much of a discount, percentage-wise, you are getting off of this.
Boy, you better roll high.
You better.
A D10.
Roll high.
That's how.
Yeah, sure, that sounds great. Let's hold on, this is a D10, right? Hold on a second. So, that's a 0.
Actually,
yeah, okay.
You rolled a 0?
What? Why am I? No, I haven't rolled
No, he
anything.
hasn't rolled yet.
Sorry.
Why am I rolling? I'm not even in the room. Like
I know, because
I
I feel left out. I've been having conversations this entire
this
session.
is
You've just
great.
been sitting outside.
Listen. They're all saying send the artificer.
Roll
That's
me-
perfectly fine by me.
Sorry.
That's great.
I said that wrong. Roll me a D100, and that's the percentage off you guys are getting, discount-wise.
It's 10, 100, man.
60.
Okay. 60. She goes, I'd give you a 60% discount.
That's still like okay.
With the fake cat.
Yeah, do you want, is it a cat?
I think we'll probably have to bring Vash in for that one so that she can back out.
I mean, what kind of animal can he do? An aardvark?
We'd have to ask him.
I don't even know what they look like. The
very-
word just sounds cool. Aardvark.
I mean, it is
Yeah,
the first.
and I could call him
word,
Artie.
Yeah.
Artie
I'm
the
into
aardvark.
that. Yeah.
I'm really liking
Okay,
this
so
idea.
60% off.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
you
go
guys
get
would still
Bash and
only
see if we can answer the question for us.
Okay, so Vash fully just opens up the door real quick and says, come in.
You just see Vash just standing there, like, oh, okay. And he turns around and walks in with his backpack.
Dash, sweet love.
Yes.
Sweet love. So we were talking to Zara,
Mhm.
and we discovered that a companion would be lovely for her.
Oh, companions are great. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a few. So we were wondering if you could make one for Zara.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Can you make an aardvark?
That's the small weasel with armor. Is that what that is?
I don't know.
I think that's an armadillo.
Oh, what is an aardvark?
Oh my god, that'd be so cute. She's
I don't even remember what aardvarks look like.
Everybody's like,
everybody Google aardvark right now. I'm not taking the time to build it out.
You pick the worst animal.
They're
Can you
very
make a
cute.
koala? I don't know, man.
No.
Oh yeah,
It's about the
they're
size of a
like-
cat.
They just have a little pig nose and like long ears, and they're kind of naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're almost anteaters.
Like an anteater. That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's
Are
not
they
the
the same
Is
thing?
that the size of a cat?
It is.
I love that we're all Googling this crap right now. Oh, it's got like little pointy ears. It's a naked armadillo.
It is a naked armadillo.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
He
it's
has no armor.
Arthur is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Arthur.
Arthur's an aardvark?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you not know that?
What?
Bro, today you learned.
Anteaters and aardvarks are very different looking.
And he's so mad.
Anteaters have like a full coat.
And they have like a very long nose with like a very long tongue.
Yes.
Welcome
Jeez,
off the
I
right.
feel like his nose would be good to now. Okay, if you're making, can you make it skilled like in keeping things organized?
Sure.
I think we got a deal here, guys. I mean, then all you need to do is bring me back either another 3,000 worth of gems,
Oh,
or just 3,000 gold pieces, either.
I'm sorry. Did you say gems?
Like like rocks, gym rocks, not like people or places you work out. I know it can get confusing.
Right,
yes.
not a gym, a gem. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, I got that.
I knew a gym once. He was not a gym.
Why, guys, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are we not just giving her the gems?
Do you have $3,000 worth of gems?
No, I don't. Quick pro quo. In order to make a servant or a,
Homunculus?
yeah, I need a gem.
Do you,
What kind of gem?
An expensive one, typically.
do you have one?
Remember the last one I made? It
Yeah.
usually takes me a while to make these things because I usually have to save up to get the gem. I don't have any gems on me right now. I actually haven't been like we ran home and we went and did the thing and then I made the homunculus and I haven't really I can't really just make them.
How much? Never mind. I don't want to know right now.
They're expensive. But let's be very clear. I've been making mine for a while. But you can't just make anything out of anything. That's not
So
how
you
this
make
works.
homunculuses?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, several. Yeah. No.
Awesome. Several? Like 5?
Sure.
Higher.
Ash.
15?
Higher.
50.
15?
No,
50?
50.
50?
For me or for other people?
In general.
A lot.
How about for you? Just out of my curiosity, buddy.
I mean, enough. It's fine. I don't know why we always have to keep going back to this. Why am I in here?
Do you know
I thought- did you guys-
Terry?
This is the daddy.
Well, no, Terry down the road, he's the only other artificer I know, but he
Yeah, no, he's great. Yeah, no, yeah, he does good work.
I mean, I think he's made 3.
Yeah, no, 3. He's really good. Very, very skilled.
Okay. Do you guys go to the artificer meetups? Is that how you met him?
We did. It was in a weird coffee shop, and it was a little odd. But there was a lot of people that said they were artificers, but hadn't really made a homunculus before. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I've seen Terry's. They didn't
No,
last
they're
for long.
great. They're really awesome. They're really.
I hate to ask this because I feel like we're talking around the bush here.
Sure. I don't. Why?
Yeah.
Terry's homunculuses were oddities of the world that died within a month. I don't want that.
Vash, sweetie.
Yes.
Now's not the time to be humble.
Most of mine are made out of pretty much household equipment with gems, but those usually take time to get.
Vash.
But
How old is your oldest cat?
How old is your oldest?
are you counting years or days?
Yeah, that's the question.
Are you counting years or days?
Vash.
I mean, honestly, it's about what is he? He's probably about 36,532
Days or years?
Oh, days. I apologize.
Did you say
Okay. I'm cool with
how many
this.
days did you say?
Well, he's very old and very decrepit. He doesn't really do much anymore.
That's fine by me. I mean, Terry's would last maybe a week at most. I didn't want to be doing a trade like this for something that was only going to last a week.
Fair.
I feel
just
like-
needed to
put it this way.
organize things.
I feel like I've already made a soul connection with Artie, and I don't want to be giving my soul to somebody like that that's going to die in a week. I just want to make sure they're going to be around for a while.
Hold on.
Vash turns around and goes, "Why am I giving this lady a thing?"
Vash. We'll explain all that later. Is your oldest cat 800 years old?
No.
100.
100. Yeah?
That's
Vash, how old are you?
He's 162 days old. I don't know why that is even important at this point. Why am I giving the weird lady an animal?
We'll talk about that later.
And she's a nice lady.
Okay.
I'll take very good care of him, and you can come back and visit him anytime you want.
Ma'am, I apologize. I still need a gem.
Okay, so we will get you a gem. You will make.
We already got to go get
homunculus.
some more gems.
We need gems.
Which is why I'm asking why we're...
We
Hey.
will explain all of that later.
he's in the NDA, right?
Yeah,
No.
you can tell him anything you want, but he's not in the
Right.
NDA in the sense of he will remember whatever you tell him at this point.
That's fine. We're gonna tell him anyway. You know that book at work?
Yes, I do. The book that we have to go get and you guys are going to send me for. Okay.
She's gonna make us another one. We're gonna
Okay.
swap them.
At work?
Yeah. So you don't get in trouble.
We'll work that out.
So who's going to swap?
Right. But
You.
we're working that out too. More than likely you, homie.
No.
But
No,
this is
no,
part of the
no, no.
paper.
We will figure
Again.
that plan out at a later date and time.
No.
We went through this last night too.
I was very clear. No. I said no.
You said you would get it.
No. I said I would go to it. I would go to work.
That's fine. We
And
just need you. We just need you to get us there.
I never said I would swap any.
Figure it out.
Oh, okay. I thought you had. I
We
was like,
just
oh,
need you to
no,
get
no.
us
Turn of
there.
events.
I agreed
We didn't
get the
know
book.
that was an option.
Yeah, no, again, I haven't been in here. There's an NDA. There's a swapping of a book. None of that has been discussed with Vash. So no. No.
That's fine. We will figure this all out. But the reality is we have to get the book, right? So we're gonna have to have something to give them back in return.
Who's they? Is my work? We have to give them? Wait a second. I don't understand. Why do I have to give work something back and I have to give this lady an animal? I don't understand what I'm giving. Why do I have to keep giving?
Dash, we're going to get you a gem and then you're going to help us by making a homunculus.
Okay.
It's part of payment for the book.
Yes.
That we're going to get and we're going to swap to trick my work and get the other book?
Correct.
Yes.
And I have to do this?
No.
Okay.
We'll work that out.
We will figure that out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you go way back
And in
outside?
return, we're going to go to your work. Because I know that you've been anxious to get back.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna go?
We're all going to go.
Oh, I
all
need to
gonna-
call that in ahead of time. I gotta make
No.
sure.
Not
No.
right
Well,
now.
I can't have
Not
guests.
right
Do
now.
that.
I can't. You can't just bring people to work. This is
You
not
can
like-
walk in front of us.
This is.
We don't know
this is
the
why.
date yet.
You're right, Vash. There's absolutely plans we have to make.
Yes.
We are not making those plans today. Everything is fine. Why don't you go ahead and go sit back outside?
Oh, okay. I still need a gem, but
We know.
Okay.
We will get you one, and as soon as we get you one, you can start working on the artwork.
so all you see is Ash kind of like pull his jacket up and pull his backpack up and go, okay, and then walk outside.
We've also got to give him an aardvark.
We'll figure that out.
All you hear is Vash on the way out as he opens the door. Ding, 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 ding. What the hell is a hard fart? And like he closes the door behind him.
It's the most random animal that came into the DM's mind in the moment. That sounded fun.
Sam, like, we haven't really gone over the fact we're going to have to rob a zoo.
That is the culmination of this entire
I don't
campaign.
think he needs.
Why
an
do we have to
animal.
rob a zoo?
He
'Cause
doesn't
we have
need. No, he
aardvark.
doesn't. He doesn't need the animal to make the homunculus.
I think he does.
I don't think he does,
I don't think he does.
because he didn't
But
have a
if we-
squirrel to make the homunculus for Revniak.
Okay.
He just made the homunculus.
So,
I mean,
Zara,
I don't know
thank
what
you for the
Terry uses
information
either,
on this and the book. I think we had a couple of other questions we wanted to run by you.
Yeah, you guys said something about like a divine echo?
Yeah.
What's that?
What's that? I was hope the echo of divinity.
That sounds
Yes.
cool. What's that?
I'm glad we agree that that does sound cool, and I was hoping you would know something, but it sounds like maybe you don't.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar to you at all.
I don't have a
Zara?
clue what you're talking about. Do you have it?
I do.
Well, then can I
All right,
see
and then
it?
I'll pull it out of my fancy bag now. Hand it over.
And she just looks at this cylinder, just this wooden cylinder with all the runes and everything over it, and she goes like, "Oh, this is cool." And he kind of holds it up to her ear, shakes it slightly, very gently. And goes, "Okay. Do you know what's inside of this?" I mean, I have a guess, but
What's your guess?
a very magical artifact of sort, like a piece of a magical creature or some kind of sort of thing of that, because the cylinder is an amplifier. So
An amplifier?
yeah, I mean, I don't know the technical term for it because I'm making this shit up on the fly as the DM, but as far as the name, it's a cylinder amplifier for magical items. But she goes, yeah, it both contains the item to keep it from maybe going off unexpectedly, but then can also channel and be used in that moment to channel the magical powers of whatever's inside of it and amplify it at that moment. It's kind of like a what do they call those things? I think they're lasers.
Lasers?
Oh, a laser, yeah. Where you kind of like take the light and you kind of hone it in, like like where you maybe take like I've seen them do it with like a concave mirror, but I've heard it's even more powerful than that. Like I've seen a mirror do that where it takes light and kind of funnels it into one spot. But this is like more powerful than even that. Where, yeah, you could do some things here. And you said it's called the Echo of Divinity.
The Echo of Divinity.
Yeah. Can you make one of those amplifiers? Is this like a common item? Or
Frankie, can I borrow your goggles real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. She pulls them off your head because I imagine they were just like up off your. And she kind of puts them on and she's like looking at this. She's like, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's
what is it?
This has something called the Starfire gem in it."
How did you know that from looking at it?
Because it says it right here. It says Starfire gem. And then she takes it off. She's like, well, it doesn't say it there, but it says it right there. It's a Starfire gem.
Can you tell us what else it says? If you just read it for us, that would.
I mean, you guys all speak other languages, right? Like kind of translating I can paraphrase, but I can't translate word for word because it just would sound stupid, I imagine. But basically, yeah, this has inside of it what's called the Starfire gem, which is basically, from what I can catch, is kind of like a shard of a deity. Like it's like a piece of their essence was broken off, kind of like at the beginning of time, and into this particular gem, and that's kind of it. And so this is used in essence to looks like it can do a lot of different things, but in essence anything that a god can do, this thing can do too.
Can you tell which deity?
Maybe. The DM was not expecting to get this deep into it, so he's forgetting which deity. She's like, what if I gave you guys, like, can I do a little bit of a write-up and send it to you?
Yeah, honestly.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll write up exactly what all this seems to be doing in here. But yeah, this is definitely like, put it this way. If you were able to harness this, now, it doesn't necessarily have instructions on exactly how to do it because every one of these are very unique in how they work. So if you were able to figure out how to make this work, what elements to add to it, or sometimes they're put into contraptions, whatever it is, like your friend out there might be able to figure out how to make this actually work. Because think of this like a battery right now. Like you need to have the machine to put it into though. So for that reason, like, I can't tell exactly what all it could do, but just know that this would be like, if it's a battery, this is a pretty damn big battery right here.
Okay.
Like I've seen these made before, but with like a unicorn horn or like griffin feathers. Never a piece of a god.
Do you know about any like negative things that can come from us having this, or like is it going to drain my energy?
I mean, that's why the cylinder is also to kind of to do that. Like it holds in the power so it doesn't just randomly come out.
Okay.
I mean, there are situations where maybe that could happen, like but in this particular case, yeah, this should be safe, especially if you put it in your bag. I mean, then you're putting it in a whole nother dimension, so if something happens, it's happening in that dimension whenever it happens. But yeah, should be fine.
Do the names Clank and Ratchet mean anything to you?
Well, they're written right on here.
Hold on, that deserves a slow clap, like 100%. Like that's Natasha, like, well done, well played.
I'm reading my backstory now.
No, that's great, but also well played.
Yeah, as she's looking at this, she goes like, well, yeah, those are the names right here around this rune. This says Clank right here, and this says Ratchet, like, and that's their symbol in the middle, apparently.
But do you know it? Does that bring anything up for you?
Oh. 2-0. She goes like, oh yeah. Oh shit. Well, back when I was in my previous home, like, you know, learning how to do enchantment, we'd hang out with artificers every now and then. Like, those guys' names got around. They were doing some weird ass shit, like creating like, oh, where's your friend from?
Which friend?
Mr. Homunculus.
The one outside?
Artie.
Like, where's he from?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he
Frank,
lives.
What is my mother's
Wow.
name?
He lives above Wohop.
I mean, but where did he
well-
come from before this? I mean, he's got a cat that's over 100 years old that he made, or homunculus that's over. So he's been here for at least 100 years, but time here is so weird. I mean, Clink and Ratchet, I mean, they were known for making the Warforged.
Did they make Vash?
Possibly.
Could you tell that if we brought Vash back in?
No. I don't understand Warforged enough. I thought he was just an armadomatron. One word that I can't
How
say.
would-
I thought he was just a robot guy, a magical robot guy.
Can you-
But if he's a
Can you
Warforged,
tell us about Warforged?
yeah, I
Would I
mean,
know about Warforged?
no.
Would if he was made by Clank and Ratchet, would he have one of their marks on him?
I mean, maybe that sounds kind of intrusive to go looking on somebody like that. But the Warforged.
Yeah, he'll-
Show me mine, I'll show you yours. No. That's not how that works, is it? Flip it, switch it. But she goes, no, the Warforged were, like your friend, basically a bunch of these robots, magical robots that were made for war. They're forged for war by Ratchet and Clank. But when the war was done, like, they all spread across the earth because they didn't have anything to do anymore. Ratchet and Clank have been dead for a
So-
long time, but the Warforged
was
have been
the-
around since forever because of that.
How did they
Who was the war
die?
against?
Huh? Sorry,
Who
I
was
have
We have a lot of
against?
questions.
Coley.
Who was the war against? Who were they fighting against?
I don't even remember at this point. It's been so long. Like, that's the thing. Like, people, like, even the Warforged, I don't think they even remember at this point. It's been so long.
How did they die?
Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
Damn it, with a 20? I don't know. However they died. I think old age.
Okay, but okay.
I think just old age. I mean,
That's nothing to do with a portal opening while they were chasing down some people.
not that I know of. No.
That's
But the
cool.
yeah. But if this is basically the echo of divinity, I mean, this might have been what they used to make the Warforged. Like, that's one of the things this possibly has the level of power to do, is to actually create life. Not like what Vash does, where he creates a homunculus. Like, that's kind of life. That's pseudo life. Like, but it's not like what Vash is. Vash is real. Vash is a person. Vash.
Well, of course he's a person.
I know, but like you've seen on the television about like robots and stuff like that, and they're like, "Arr," they're just programmed. No, Vash has a spark, has a soul, has an essence of divinity, of life. He's more than just, you know, bolts and wires and anything like that. So for that reason, like, that's what this can do.
Are you
It
saying
can,
that he might possibly have one of those inside of him?
huh?
Are you saying he might possibly have one of those inside of him?
No, I'm saying this is what gave Vash his beginning essence. Potentially. I mean, if that's where Vash is from and what Vash is.
I have a weird question. Do you know if what color Clank and Ratchet's eyes were?
No.
Cool.
Maybe I do. Why? What does your backstory say?
No, I'm pretty sure it's something else, but I'm just throwing it out
It's
there.
like, is there something in there that I
cool.
wrote down that I've already forgotten about?
It's the emerald eyes in the prophecy, but that's probably
Oh.
Frankie.
I don't remember anything about emerald eyes in about them. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so were they like bad guys?
I don't know. Like, it's been so long, like, in all of that. Like, I think, I mean, it was almost like they were told of like a cautionary tale, right? Because they created life and with a distinct purpose, but didn't think about the fact that they would live on past that purpose. And therefore, you have these warforged all over all the planes and different worlds, wandering, trying to find a purpose. And
Does anyone know how they created the Warforged?
no. I mean, people have tried to recreate it, but they could never find, probably because they didn't have this. There was always this, like, we need something here. And that, even with the homunculus, like, the homunculus was an artificer trying to, in essence, do, but even all homunculus, after a while, kind of, they peter out, but the Warforges don't. Like, unless you know, they're torn apart or killed in some way. But ultimately, like, they just keep on going.
Okay.
So yeah, your friend is unique out there. I thought he was just, you know, kind of one of the, because like I said, other ones out there, kind of Armatrons, they're kind of the same thing, but they're like homunculuses on steroids. But your friend's if he's a Warforged.
I always knew that kid was special.
I think everyone's special, except for the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
Do we
You've
have
been
any other
very
things that
helpful.
we needed information on?
I had just a couple of questions. So this magical NDA stuff. So like, could I have you draw up a couple of magical NDAs for me to take with me that I could use with other people?
I don't know. No one's ever asked that. Typically, I mean, you're kind of asking to take a little bit of business from me.
Well, it's more of a, would you rather come to the top side with me? I would pay a premium for your services so that I could use these potentially with other partners, and not that many, just a couple.
I mean, yeah, because I kind of have the corner on the market with this, just so you guys know. Like, not a whole lot of people know how to do magical NDAs. Let me think about that.
Okay.
I'll put that in my back pocket. Think about it. Come back to it.
Sure. Like I said, I'd be willing to pay a premium. Like, I know we paid $2 for this one. I'd be willing to pay, 5 gold pieces per document, just to have a couple of them, in case I need to discuss sensitive information with other parties.
Understood. But, I mean, from somebody that has a lot of magical NDAs applied to them, I wouldn't recommend it.
Why is that?
It becomes problematic. Like, right now, I know there's a lot I can't remember, but the second you walk out that door, I know there's a feeling right now of dread of all the things that are about to come back into my head. Like, right
Fair.
now, this feels kind of nice. I'm here in this moment with you guys while you're here. Things are pretty quiet, and I don't remember a whole lot of things. Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
So what you're saying is when we leave, you're about to go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
And so it's not the fact of having the ignorance. It's the fact of I have a roller coaster in my life. Every time somebody walks through this door, I have a moment of bliss. And then they walk out, and I can never really kind of deal with that.
That's fair. I just think there might be a couple of situations that we might be coming across where this would be very helpful just to make sure that certain things aren't
as someone who
discussed outside of walls.
As someone who deals in this day in day out, they are very helpful in a lot of ways. But also, like I said, I kind of want to be careful with it. So yes, I mean, we can talk about it. We can, I've got the phone over there. If you ever want to try to call me, you can.
Oh, what's your number? And I'm gonna pull out my phone.
She goes, give me 1 second, and she writes it down, slides it across, and it's like 5 digits. It's not a full phone number.
Are you sure this isn't like your zip code?
She's like, no, that's the number I give everybody around here to call me on that.
Oh. Well, I don't think this number will work if we're topside.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can always call dispatch, and they probably could get you through to me.
There's a dispatch?
Yeah, here. I'll give you their number. Another 5 digits.
You know what? I think I'll just ask back at the station.
Okay.
How I maybe get a hold of you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Was there anything else I could help you guys with?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Gizzard, do you have any questions?
Well, if we need to give you payment for the book, then do you want to do it on the assumption that we'll bring payment at the time that we come to pick it up, or should we go ahead with the sphere and then start the book after that?
Okay, so here's what I can do right now, because if are you guys bringing me back payment, or are you bringing me back gems? Because if you're bringing me back gems, I can't get started on this until I have the gems. But if you're just going to pay me in gold pieces, then, I mean, we could probably do like a half down and then half later.
How about we just start on the sphere, and then we will call you about when we're ready to start the book and tell you what we need for it.
Perfect. So I'll
Can
just
we
keep
talk
on
about things under magical NDA over the phone?
as long as no one can hear you guys,
Okay.
and as long as no one's around me either, we should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll just go back to working on the sphere until you guys come back with either cash or, well, gold, or homunculus / gems.
Okay.
I mean, I really hope you guys go with the aardvark, because, like I said, my soul's already starting to fall in love with this guy, especially if he can clean up this place.
I'm telling you, a companion would be lovely for you.
Yeah, because I don't think... Yeah, be nice.
All right. Well, it was great seeing you. Thank you for the lovely work, and we will be back in touch soon.
I look forward to it. It's always a pleasure having guests.
All right. Well, we're going to head out. We've got to get Vash back to work and some other things done.
It's a Sunday, so you guys know.
Yeah.
I know. And Vash
We've got to
works
talk.
today.
Yeah. Oh.
Cool. So you guys walk out.
I'm going to lead the way out of the shop, and then when we get outside the shop, ensure that there are no prying ears. But so I think that we should get the scrying thing and be able to find gems with it to go pick up.
That's a plan.
I didn't realize it was capable of that.
It allows you, so the scrying, you're able to cast the scrying spell with it once a day. And basically it allows you to, it's like having a secret camera in a place to see and hear things in that area.
So do we have to pick the place, or can we just ask it for where can we find a buttload of gems?
The more knowledgeable of the place, the more successful you'll be with the scrying spell. The more distant a connection with it, the more chance of it failing.
Okay. Okay.
So especially if you have something connected to the place and everything. All right. Anybody have anything else?
For Zara, no.
All right. Zara's
No.
gone. You got anything else for each other before, or do you guys want to call it a night?
I feel like we
It's
just
kind
learned
of
a lot about
exploding
Vash.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot. I barely
And
processed
poor
the
Vash
other
wasn't
things.
even in the room.
Are you guys all like lifting his shirt up, trying to see if there's like a maker's mark
You
on
just,
it?
you just have Vash just
Yeah.
standing there with his backpack, just kind of like rocking back and forth, looking at like everything around him, just waiting patiently.
Vash, give me an insight check.
Oh, shiza.
Yeah,
All right.
did Vash ever see the cylinder?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, he saw
Oh
it.
yeah, I know.
He
I'm
clocked
aware.
it.
He was aware,
Okay.
and he clocked the sigil on it too.
15 on
Oh,
insight.
okay.
15 on insight. I'd say that's high enough. They're all coming out one at a time, and they're all just kind of looking at you with like this look of like, I don't know, mixture of like curiosity, maybe a little bit of I don't know, what are the feelings going through your guys' each of you feeling as you walk by and now like look at Vash in the eye as they're walking out of the store?
For me, it's very like, who? Like, I kind of feel sorry for him, and I'm kind of like, who are you? And like, just like, yeah, that's very descriptive.
Mine's more curiosity, slightly in a morbid sense, but
Yeah, for me, I currently blame Clank and Ratchet for killing everyone I love. So I have very mixed feelings on what an additional creation like that could mean. And so I think I previously trusted Vash, and now I'm a little unsure of what what that means.
And Coley?
I'm sizing him up and down, like kind of impressed, like I didn't think he had that in him, but somehow.
Vash, Coley may or may not be checking you out.
Not like that. More of an appreciation for the bloodthirstiness.
You just see his ocular eyes just kind of, if they could perk up, they do, if you could tell. And he goes, what?
I think we have a lot to talk about here, Vash.
If it's about the homunculus, I can explain.
no.
You can.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
there.
Sure, we'll get there. Yeah, but we could talk about it. Do we know where we're going next?
I think
Do you know who Clank and Ratchet are?
No.
No, no, you don't.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you
Vash, maybe. How old are you?
Oh, I don't know.
Ballpark it.
So, from the time that I got here, well, at least 100 years based off of Tim. But prior to that, I don't know really much because there was a lot of in and out. I kept losing consciousness most of the time. But yeah, I from the day that I got here, it took me a couple days or months or years for me to start tracking time. But I can remember at least 100.
Do you know where you came from?
Oh no.
So, like, you were here for like the 1920s?
Yeah.
And you remember all of that?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Where were you for my history classes?
I did a lot of hiding most of the time. I gotta say, like, this place has been around for a long time, based off of the research that I've done, way longer than I've been here. So when I fell in accidentally, it just kind of fit in with the rest of the scene. And I've been around.
What do you mean fell in?
Oh, I literally fell in.
From where?
Like from the sky?
Oh, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
How far have you gotten?
Well, unfortunately, where we are is very limited on the information that I have to get to where I need to go. And that's kind of what I'm trying to find out. You and Coley have a very important icon that seems familiar to me, but I don't know from where. That's what I'm trying to figure out, and how to get back to where I came from. And that's what I've been doing this entire time. And honestly, that's why Dick has been so helpful for me, because he's provided me a lot of information and tools that I can use when I'm not working to dig in and find more information. But I have not been successful. And until Gizzard and Amber, until you guys showed up with that medallion, I really had no leads.
Vash,
Yeah.
you haven't mentioned any of this to Dick, have you?
No, because you guys won't let me go to work.
Vash, when you do go to work, I think it would be really important for you not to mention any of this to Dick right now.
Mention what?
Any of the things that you've been doing with us.
Oh, like who we've been talking to?
Who we've been talking to, what we've been getting up to, where we've been, any of the
What we
things that
know.
we've talked about.
Sure.
I think it's important for all of our safety that you don't talk to Dick about any of these things.
Oh, I don't get to talk to Dick very much. He's way in the higher office. I do most of my work downstairs.
Really, don't talk to anybody at work about this stuff.
Okay.
Okay. You ready to get back topside so you have Wi-Fi again?
Yeah, that would be nice. Standing out here and where there's no Wi-Fi sucks. Like, I took a lot of pictures, but I can't, my game's not working and I can't text anybody. It sucks. I'd like to go back up, please.
I'm going to kind of put my arm around Vash and be like, show me your pictures, buddy. And like walk back towards where we got dropped off in town.
Bash brings up his little Instagram. He's like, so I took a picture of the ground, and this is the sidewalk, and this is a weird patch of tar that I found, and this is
that
a
is
hole
weird.
and a pothole, and that was also really weird. There's not a lot of stuff up there. Okay.
And then we're going to walk back towards where we got dropped off.
And that's where we will fade to black for the evening is Vash going through his weird Instagram. I love that. Piece of tar?
Oh, yeah.
Here's a piece of
Piece
tar.
of tar? It's a weird piece of tar.
It's a weird piece of tar. Oh, that is weird. Love that. Yeah, that's it for tonight. That was. I did not expect it to be a lore / shopping for the entire time. Like,
Also, what's great about all of this
Back to back with lore from last week.
and I didn't get to participate in anything. I'm like, sure, I have no clue what's going on. I was pulled in like, can you make an aardvark? And sure. Why? Because we need
Okay,
one.
go back outside.
Yeah, okay, cool, go back outside. Kind of like pushing him back. Okay, I got it. And we're out. And you just like kick the kid outside. The adults are talking is exactly what just happened. It was
Yeah. And then happen to learn about your creation.
Yeah, like, so much lore, and I'll just stand out there taking pictures of potholes. It's cool, guys.
And I'm trying to do my best not to necessarily say everything, but also no, there's a lot of information shared there.
Roll the 20 for that.
Worth it.
It was what was crazy was
tell
like
the
a
story.
19 and a 20. Like it was on advantage. It was like two high ones. I was like, okay, she's gonna know about
incredible.
Ratchet and Clank somehow.
That was perfect, by the way. And I'm just like as soon as that happened, I was like, yes. And it just went down. And I was like, I'll just sit here and watch. It's cool. This is great.
Yeah.
Well, with
You
that
gotta give it a go.
being said, thank you to everyone in the future watching this. Ourselves
Until
until next time. All right.